Hi, you all! This is E-Man Booze. Moonshiner Tim Smith finally making whiskey, and I'm glad of it, and I saw it coming a year or two ago. And he said back in the day, you know, I ain't going to be making no whiskey because I'm focusing on my moonshine. I said, Tim, you got to turn this stuff into whiskey. Well, I like to think he listened to me, but Tim's a smart guy. He probably did it on his own. In any event, we're going to get into this here Climax wood-fired whiskey. We're going to tell you what she's all about, how she's made, what she smells like, tastes, all that good stuff. So let's get some in the glass and tell you what makes this spirit so unique, because it is a unique process behind it. Let's start with the aging of the whiskey. Because, you know, it all starts with this here Climax whiskey, which is a corn, rye, and malted barley based spirit. Now, when you take that spirit and you introduce toasted wood staves like you see in here, also maple staves. These are thin shards or thin flat pieces of wood that are open flame toasted to just the right level of char. And you introduce them into a holding tank for a period of time, several weeks. And then when you're all done letting the wood do its work, throw it in a barrel for, believe it or not, 24 hours. The age statement on the label here even says, aged in oak 24 hours. You don't need to age something for 3-4 years if you can control how the wood ages the spirit, or how the wood imparts its flavor into the spirit. And that's what they've done with this unique revolutionary process. We don't know exactly everything about how it's made, but we do know it's definitely a totally different style than anybody else is doing. So I commend Tim for using his noggin up here to make something new happen and make it work well. Let's smell this spirit, see what we're picking up on the nose. You get a lot of smoke, a lot of wood. If you are a fan of barbecued foods and things like that, this is going to be a match in heaven. You're going to be sitting down with your barbecue pork shoulder or ribs or a pulled pork or burnt ends or whatever, and you're going to be sipping a glass of this while you eating your barbecue. This will complement that so well. Crazy. Now on the nose you get all this wood. You get a little bit of pepper spiciness, but you pick up a lot of the notes that are familiar, that you're familiar with from the moonshine. Like you get the corn out of it. You get this real nice yeastiness on the nose, which I really like. It's wonderful. There's a spiciness in there. Picking up a whiff of mint. Let's throw her up on the palate. So much going on here. The wood, real prevalent, real prevalent. Not over oak now, not too woody, but definitely different than the way wood ages, say, standard bourbon or rye whiskey. It's definitely a little more aggressive. I like aggressive. I like big, bold flavors. I do pick up things like anise, licorice. I had to write all these down before, because when I was tasting this, contemplating everything I was tasting, I'm like, I better write it down because I don't want to forget anything of what I taste. But I pick up notes of anise and licorice in here. I got the spearmint notes we talked about before. Definitely a little bit of cinnamon. There's some peppery notes. Maple, like maple syrup, you get them in there. And that beautiful yeastiness, that bready dough yeastiness. Vanilla, caramel, some honey tones in there, and even like unsweetened cocoa I get on the palate here. Let's taste her again. It's such a different whiskey from anything I've ever tasted. You got to give this thing a shot here. I think you're really going to like it. I know I do, and I can't wait till it comes to Maryland, because it's really hard to find it right now. If you happen to find Tim on his doing his store appearances while he goes from state to state. I think he sells it at those stores when he's there. But right now, it's not really anywhere. You can't find it. And I know they're ramping up to get it out there, but just be patient, because it's definitely coming. And I think it's going to be a big winner in the marketplace. I think it's going to do really well. It is totally different from anything you ever had. I love it. Check it out. Check these guys out on the internet. What is the website here? ClimaxWoodfiredWhiskey.com. Check me out. I'm E-Man Booze. You can find me on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And that's about it. I'm going back to drinking more of this and getting me some ribs. Bye, you all.